Hello everybody, Tarak37 here, and welcome back to Let's Solo Star Wars the FFG RPG Campaign 2. I'm working on the character. Starting XP 100, that's actually good to know. I think I gave myself an extra 10 XP if I recall correctly. Is there a way to adjust XP? 10. There we go. I'm not sure. This one might be more building the prisoner, who we now have a name for, Eva Stalbini. I got that name from the Galaxy of Heroes website, where came up with this is the first one that came up, a Mikkian soldier named Eva Stalbini. They fly aboard the Argentum, last seen operating out of Zeltween. We're going to ignore the treasured item because technically the Empire doesn't exist, or at least hasn't existed long enough for them to already have a propaganda poster with a TIE pilot. So that gave me the species, the career. I went and found the image of a Mikkian, and I haven't done anything beyond that yet. I do want to roll to determine what her starting specialization is. So, actually, let me double check over here. Is there a... Yes, just 1d6. Okay, she is a heavy. So, let's get the heavy specialization. Grant for 0 XP. We're to use the biggest guns possible, usually have the physique to match, are often physically impressive, necessity for wielding. Okay, so... One free rank, so one free rank probably has to go into gunnery, and another... We'll put in resilience. One in gunnery, one in resilience. And one in resilience. Let me just double check the description for the soldier. This should hopefully... Alright, gains rank in 4 of these skills, so we're gonna go with 4. So we're gonna definitely go with... What would be good? You know what? We're going to do a rank in knowledge warfare. We're going to do a rank in... Let's give her a rank in brawl. And then... How about athletics and survival? Okay. So. Then she has 110 XP to spend. So, at least 50 of that is going to be spent to get Brawn to 3. So 50 of that, let me... Minus 50, adjustment reason, brawl from 1 to 3. Oh, need to. It should be brawn and not brawl. Do I punch that up to... You know what? I'm gonna punch that up to 4. Which will spend 40 XP. And this will be... brawn from 3 to 4. Okay, so that leaves 20 XP left. Let's see what we have here. Let's check some of the talents we've got here. Toughened would definitely be nice. Definitely gonna do that. Costs 5 XP. Or wait, hold on. Alright, I know how to do this. Yeah. So it leaves us with 15 left. Definitely get durable. Ooh. Right, do it this way. Leaves 5 XP left. I think... Let's do... Let's do... Let's do Burly. Okay, there we go. So... obviously, she won't have any weapons or armor, really. She does have sensory tendrils, which adds an automatic boost to all perception checks, because she's a Mikkian, and they have those head tendrils. Honor over... Integrity and kinship, loyalty to family and comrades is the highest value, though their sense of honor encompasses much more. They respect honesty and generally resort to duplicity only in the most extreme situations. Mikkian forthrightness can come across other sentients as blunt or even rude, while Mikkians sometimes have a hard time adjusting to the more flexible views of other species. Interesting. Okay, so... And then she has Burly, which means any wielded weapons cumbersome and encumbrance rating go down by 1 for her 1 rank in Burly. Durable, reduce any critical injury suffered by 10 per rank of durable to a minimum of 1, and she gets an additional +2 to wound threshold. And unfortunately, not a lot left for bumping up skills, but I think that'll be okay for now. Let's see, what else? I can't give her any equipment because, again, we're prisoners here. You know what? This actually might be a good time to go over because I believe the journal entry... Alright, we need a ship called the Argentum that she has, which presumably is on the... Argentum. Okay, also, I forgot to do this. Need to lower the chaos factor, because last time I feel like, surprisingly, oh man, I haven't gotten quite... Rom was very much in control of the situation. It was not a very out-of-control situation. But I'm going to ask a couple fake questions. And this one, I'm going to leave this as a 50-50. Alright, is the Argentum at the Separatist base? And we'll see. The answer is yes, so the Argentum is here. So now comes the fun part. Excuse me. I am reaching for a book. The Starships and Speeders book, which doesn't have every Um, it doesn't have every ship in the Star Wars RPG system, but it has enough that I think we can probably that I can kind of flip through a couple pages. So now, here's the thing. She's a soldier. I'm willing to bet she's probably a mercenary. And I'm also willing to bet... I'm checking something. She was probably part of a mercenary group. I'm not going to roll for all of these because that... Sometimes I shouldn't be rolling for all of these because sometimes it needs to make sense. And presumably she might be the only survivor. That one I'll ask. Is she the sole survivor of her mercenary group? I was sorely tempted to capitalize sole survivor because of Fallout. I'm going to leave that as 50 as well. Okay, she is not the only survivor of her mercenary group. That actually could play into a potential thread because maybe my character will be trying to convince her we need to immediately leave this whole planet. I need to get back to Coruscant and reconvene with the Republic intelligence. But she might decide that no, she needs to find the rest of her mercenary group, which would actually fit with her culture, the culture of her species. So that would also be interesting. Now, here's the thing. I need to find starships. Starships that make sense for this era, which also could mean I need to pull out... hold on. I'm going to pull out also a Clone Wars book and see if we got a Collapse of the Republic be the best, because that has ships, presumably has ships from the end of the Clone Wars. So, just gotta find the vehicles here, and maybe I'll find something. Oh, sweet, I forgot Sam Witwer wrote the foreword for the Collapse of the Republic book. Love Sam Witwer. He's really good. Oh, cool. Page 69 for new starships. So, now obviously we're not going for anything very big. Okay. Starfighters and gunboats, probably not. This might be not the best. Let's see, Trident class assault ship. Nope, definitely not. A V-19 Torrent. I don't think that one will work either. Yeah, no. Okay, so Collapse of the Republic, good book for kind of building out the Clone Wars, but not doesn't have a lot of ships, which is fair because presumably most of the ships were in the previous book, which I can grab, but I don't want to right now. So we need a ship that could potentially transport Aurora-class freighter. Usually used by Zagarians, probably not. Good mercenary group that is presumably... I'm willing to bet this mercenary group is like a strike team, not a like full complement, but it needs to have... probably not a supply barge. The Gthrock. Or Gthrock. Let's see here. 1 pilot, 1 co-pilot, 10 passengers. You know what? We'll go with this. The Gthrock 720 light freighter. So, we will pull that in. The Gthrock 720 light freighter. Import the entry. We're immediately going to rename it to, whoops, to the Argentum. To the Argentum. And I'll also, real quick, look for a good image of a truck. Excuse me for a moment while I go digging. Truck 720 light freighter. Alright, let's go with this one. This is by Adam Kopp on DeviantArt. I believe Adam Kopp has actually done quite a few. If that name sounds familiar, I think this is the this is on DeviantArt. I think he's actually done quite a few ships, like not just like actual ships in Star Wars, but ones he's created himself, which is really cool. Adam Kopp, ADAMKOP. In case you want to look him up, check him out. Whoa. What the hell? No, I'm supposed to go here. There we go. That was weird. Do that. And also, I'm seeing that there is a deck plan as well. Straight from Star Wars Saga Edition. Since we know it's here, hold on. I'm going to see if I can get a bigger image of the deck plan than that. Let's see here. Sorry, this is something that I want to do. Crap, it's a freaking... it's a WebP thing. Alright. It's really annoying. Alright. Give me a sec. Let me pop open Paint now and paste that in there. And shrink and then paste. And file, save as. Good truck. 720. And there we go. And I will. Let me hide a couple of these things here. Let's just hide all these. I can always bring them back. I doubt we're going to run into any of these places again, but we might, or I might be able to repurpose them. Create scene, the Argentum. Create new scene, background image, Okay, thank goodness. I was worried you could see my, all of my files, which would not have been fun. I would have immediately ripped the... just ripped it out. Alright, let's see. Grid. Of course, this one didn't. Because this wasn't a universal... I didn't do the universal battle map import, because this technically isn't a universal battle map. Unfortunately, I can't really do... It didn't pull in what I needed it to, basically. So let me check properties, and so I got to do all this manually, which involves 1000 by 914. Okay, let's do 2000 by. Don't do that. Or I think it was 914 28. And then I'll drop this to 50. Change this to gridless, and we will save the changes. Yes, yes, yes. And then if I go here, let me see what a standard ROM hen looks like on this thing. Not too bad. I definitely want to... Yeah, this will be a good tutorial for how I go about messing with this stuff. So, I'm making this much bigger. Okay, that's going to take too long. I'll just do 1.5. Yes, yes, yes. Where'd ROM hen go? The hell? Alright, let's see. Where does ROM hen sit? Oh, actually about perfect. About perfect. Alright. Alright. So, here's what the Argentum looks like. Got ROM hen, we've got the Argentum, and we have our Campaign 2 friend, Eva Stalbini. I'll drop the Argentum in here. Your ship should always be your friend. Alright. I'm going to leave it at that for this episode, but I do think for the first time in a while, I'll try to record another episode a lot sooner. And hopefully develop a bit of a backlog. Also, I'm going to get my strain back, because I'm willing to bet some time will have passed. And we'll drop Eva Stalbini here. Wondering, and ROM hen is definitely going to try to get her out of here as well. He's going to make his escape, and he's going to try to make sure that she makes her escape as well. Oh, thank God. It's actually defaulted to friendly. That's good. After all, she'll have the ship. He can fly it. She can't, it looks like. I'm guessing she was not the pilot. She might not even technically own the ship. It's quote-unquote her ship, as in it's the ship she travels on. But yeah. Thank y'all for watching and or listening. I hope this was enjoyable. I hope you liked kind of getting into a bit more into the character creation process, as well as kind of pulling in the ship. Actually, let's take a look at it. What it's got: 28 hull trauma, 15 system strain, speed of 3, handling of -2. That's not good. For those of you who don't know, in this system, your handling determines how many boost or setback dice you add when you're doing like piloting checks for handling the ship. So having a handling of -2 means whoever's piloting it is rolling 2 setback dice. So not great. However, 5 armor, it might not be maneuverable, but it's durable. It's got 1 fore, 1 aft shield, 200 encumbrance capacity, 15 system strain, Class 2 hyperdrive with a Class 15 backup, medium sensor range, 4 hard points, can carry 10 passengers. That's pretty good. Oh yeah, and it has all the... Yeah, again, doesn't have a lot of... not a lot of firepower on this thing, but it is a... but it's not really meant to do a ton of damage, it's meant to take damage. So, yeah. Thank y'all for watching / listening. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.